The next talk, since the next talk's also on the flipped classroom. And our speaker will be Venkatesh Prajna from Aravind, Madurai, India, talking about Aravind's flipped classroom.
That's audio?
Gotta get some exercise.
So, thank you, Carl. Yesterday also they did the same thing, and yesterday also I made the same joke that they flipped my presentation. So I think this is a very nice coincidence that this comes as a connection to the previous talk. This is like a practical experience of how we have done it. So I run a large residency training program. I handle close to 100 postgraduate students at one point of time, probably one of the largest training program in the country. So we have implemented this, and I just want to let you know that 3 days in a week, we use only this model in our class. So the most important thing here is the teacher's role. The teacher's role is the students have to be equipped with some sense of knowledge, and here the pre-class part, the pre-class investment in a student is very, very important. So this was the cartoon which I sort of created. So we have created a template called DigiNow, which many of the students would be using in this country. And that is the afferent arm as I cross. So that is the place from which they gain knowledge. And I'll come up to the DigiNow version in a few minutes from now. And then there is an efferent arm. The efferent arm is what do you actually do with that knowledge? How do you make sure that the students have imbibed that knowledge? And how do you make sure that they have understood the concepts of that knowledge is what I'll be talking about. So this DigiNow is a platform which has close to 200 hours of video lecture. It was created a commercial platform, and it is an ongoing app which undergoes continuous remodification, and the authors are from throughout the country. We have got very good authors. Pranesh is one of the authors. Dr. Meenakshi is one of the authors. And so we've got people from RP Center, we've got people from LVP, people from SN, and people from other institutions who have contributed to this DigiNow. So this is a standardized app, and this has close to around more than 200 hours of video culture, which goes through many things. So the students, the main advantages, my previous speaker alluded to the fact that they just want a thing which they can use it at their own pace. And one of the key things you have to understand is the concept of learning has undergone a sea change. And I find that the problem is only at the teacher's level. The students have changed, and we have a big gap between how they study and what we think as teaching. And the quicker we learn, the quicker we benefit. That is the main important thing. I hope there are no students here so that then we can really talk very frankly here. So this is the DigiNow I'm talking about, which has 200 hours of content. As you can see, you have Tanush Dada from AIMS, Santosh Honavar, who's talking of, so this is like who's who of ophthalmology speaking on this content from various institutions. So we sent a team. So this has got a lot of things. You have to send a team from a company called 3 Idiots who are very, very, very apt in creating serials and other things. So it was a very professionally done team. And as you can see, Dr. Meenakshi rightly exactly sitting here, and I use her picture as well as Pranesh's picture. What is very interesting is this is a paid app. And I'll just tell you in business how much it has sold in the past 2 years. It has sold for 11.5 crores. We are not talking of lakhs. We're talking of crores. It's like $1.5 million in 2 years. That is the business which it has made. And if a student has made...
Not $1.5 million.
Yes, it is. 11 crores is a lot of money, Carl. Yeah. It is almost that. So that is the thing. And I just want to let you know, today, when I came to this hall, when I came to this, I have done a lot of work in fungal keratitis. My studies are there. I've never been so recognized. When I just was walking along the corridors, I had so many PGs coming up to me and taking selfies that they just use this for learning. And the teachers have got no clue. The teachers have got no clue. The students have bought it and learning it from there. So in today's world, when everything is available for free, how can you sell something for $1.2 million if you are not able to have content which is being perceived as good business by the students? So this is precisely what I want to tell in this picture. But before this is happening, a lot of things have to go on. The first thing is a standardized way. This is what we send every month to our PGs. Every month, exactly what is going to happen, what is the hour of video learning that they have to go through the phase, and then they have to come prepared for the class. So this is not like a marquee thing. This is like a regular thing which I employ it, and I always say, put yourself into the market. If the market weighs you and gives you this thing, that means you have succeeded. And I think financial market tells you the story. And so many, there are only 4,000 postgraduates in India per year. And now the subscription, this is 2 years, there's 4,200 subscriptions. That means almost every postgraduate is having it. And that is phenomenal according to, from what I have seen. You know, it's very difficult for us to even convince them to buy a book. And they don't do it unless they see a need for it. So that is one thing which we need to understand. But the second, I come to the efferent arm. The efferent arm, oh, I'm sorry for this, I can see it here well. Yeah. But anyway, it's assigned to 2 PGs. The class is actually done by the postgraduates themselves, who have already seen it, to the choir, who has already seen it. And the teacher is just there as a facilitator. And they create 50 MCQs for each lecture, the postgraduates themselves. And then the classes, the students become the class administrators and to teach, while the teacher sits along with the students. And I'll show you a video. Can you play the video, please? Video with the sound.
It's a multi-select question. Conditions in which anisocoria increases in bright light are.
So they use a Kahoot app. Everybody is encouraged to use their mobile phones in the class. So all these negative things of not using this, all that things change.
Wow.
So anisocoria increases in bright light. Anisocoria increases in dim light.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the causes?
So anisocoria, which increases in dim light, mostly it will be due to a Horner syndrome or pharmacological causes, and sometimes it can be physiological also. And in cases of anisocoria, which is increasing in the bright light, it will be a sphincter pupillae damage.
So in my 30 years of teaching, I've never seen such kind of interaction between a teacher and a postgraduate in the class. They're always scared. It's always a monologue. And if something is happening like this, that means we have really achieved. So here people are just, we make it interesting. As you can see, they're all divided in groups. Questions will be asked in between presentations. It will be like this. It will be like an almost informal presentation. And yesterday in a talk, I was about to tell, you know, when the postgraduates themselves take a class, they take it to a different level. Please, please trust me. They do a much better job than us. So I was just telling an example. When they were telling a question, which I can never forget, I was just sitting in a class, and then the answer was C, and the question was, the postgraduate was handling the class, and he asked which is the correct option. And then after the class is over, after that question is over, he just asked another question. How will you transform the question to make option A as the right answer? That was fundamentally life-changing according to me. You know, they were really going to the depth of the concept and trying to understand what is really, really interesting. So the advantage is, it is an access to standardized content. This is important. Standardized content is very important, and that is made by experienced teachers across this thing. That's a deep knowledge, and able to manage the class with poise. The only thing is the teacher is also under pressure, because here is a group who knows much better than the average student. So you have to elevate yourself to a different level in order to handle these people. And then participative has revolutionized the learning of the PGs. So I think I personally was feeling a lot more this thing, because we were investing close to almost $500,000 US. That was the amount of money which was put. And in 2 years, the company has made $1.3 million. That is good business call. And I am very, very proud of the fact, and I'm so thankful to the contributors here, including Dr. Meenakshi, Dr. Pranesh, where single rupee, to the last rupee, everything goes to charity. And so it's a complete cycle. I mean, the royalty which we get completely goes to charity. So I'm very happy when I talk about money. But more importantly, I think we have not understood anything for the past 40 years. And now I have really, really feel that this has transformed education at least Aravind. Thank you very much for your here.
So we do have time for, if there are questions about the flipped classroom, either the first two talks. If there are any questions, I'm not sure there will be or not. Let's see. This is online too, so I'm looking to see if there are any questions on our little thing that's.
Last generation teachers are equipped to teach extempore without any aids of repeats like that. I think the teachers are not that good teach without the teaching aids. This is the reason for the classroom.
I don't think so. I don't think that is the only thing. The only thing in a standardized content format is when a person is being spoken to. So first of all, the students are used to studying like this. The students are not studying like this. If you see, they use their thumb, they don't use the index finger. Fundamental change. You see your children doing it, you see your grandchildren doing it, that has changed. So you have to reach to that audience. The second audience is they learn it from a completely different view, that they don't read through anything. They get used to that. It is something like hearing that music. So their concept of learning has become completely different, and their interpretation of knowledge. And I'll just tell you one good thing about this app. Now let us say Meenakshi's topic is going on, and then it asks, do you want to take a question? And then if you say yes, and if you answer the question right, it proceeds. If the answer is wrong, the app automatically takes you to the place where Dr. Meenakshi has made that comment, so that the student gets it reinforced. You can never do that, sir, in a real class.
Dr. Prajna, I've never asked you this question about the evolution of DigiNerve. Did you, when you conceived it, did you think it would be used for a flipped classroom?
No, and frankly also, madam, that was not my idea. So my son was studying in the final year MBBS, and when I used to come from upstairs, I used to constantly see him with his iPad. And I used to tell him, this is not the way to study. I said, read a book, get a standardized book. He was studying Marrow for the post-graduation. And he said one thing. He just told me, the world has changed. You are going to have students who are used to this. And if you don't change, then you're not going to be in sync with the students. I was completely shocked. I was actually upset with him. But if this has to be dedicated, this has to be dedicated to him. I never thought of it to being used as the first creating it, leave alone using the efferent arc. But the efferent arc of it was again a casual thing when I just saw a folder from Bascom Palmer where they were saying they were introducing flipped classroom for the residents. So I sort of meshed it in my head. Why don't we do this and do that? And then I think the most successful part of it is allowing the students to be the people who actually create the class and who create the gaming interface.
Okay, one more question?
Sorry, thank you very much. It's totally intriguing. How do you standardize the teaching from, there's so many lecturers, so it could be quite difficult to make them sort of standardized, or do you not standardize them at all?
So it is one thing is I selected the teachers across the country. As I told you, it is not limited to one organization. To just tell you the success of that story, I just went through, it looks like a commercial, but I don't mind because it's just going, everything is going to charity. I just saw that they have a separate booth for DigiNow. That is the business they have done. So what we did is, we just told this thing, this is what I really want. I just told, for example, let me just tell the thing to Dr. Meenakshi. I said, I've always seen your way of reinforcing this, 1, 2, 3. I said, please do that audio-visual connect. Don't be like a staid performer. So this is like a way somebody teaches their natural instinct, and I chose people whom I knew had the capacity to reach out. See, Pranesh, each one of his video has like 40,000 viewers. So employ him. So I was like a producer getting very good performers who could really go and reach out to this thing. I didn't rely only on my own institution for creating content.
Okay.
Oh.
Nope.
Sir, I'm asking too many questions. My experience, I daily have my classes with my DMB students.
No, you go ahead and stand.
Students, I usually depend on either DigiNow or I focus online, something like that. We run that video and then discuss. And 50% of my students are opposing. Sir, we want to make our own presentation and we want to present. I tell them, to make that quality of video, you need a lot of resources and you have to spend a lot of time. Why waste your time? Use already available methods. Which one is?
No, I think
you
you use, sir, I was just telling, no, so you can use that energy which they want to be creative on how they want that class run. That can be a phenomenal interaction of both the strengths of both the ideas. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.